Dateline, Keene, New Hampshire. Keene State Swimming and Diving kicks off the 2024-25 season off with a sprint pentathlon. I'm Quinn Kimmel. Thank you so much for joining me for this Division III swimming and diving action. 4 other teams made their way out to the Elm City for the Owls' first competition of the year. Gordon College, Plymouth State, the University of New England, and Norwich University all competing with your Owls up next on the Owl Media Network.
When we put this uniform on, we're preparing to serve our home state of New Hampshire. We serve part-time in our own communities and for our families and friends. In any emergency or disaster, you can count on the soldiers of the New Hampshire Army National Guard to be there. Our mission here at home is to make life better for everyone, and the benefits we earn help us improve our own lives. Learn more about part-time service with the New Hampshire Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/NH.
Well, we'll kick things off this afternoon with the women's 200-yard medley relay. All the short stuff today, it is a sprint pentathlon, 50s and 100s per stroke, as well as the 100 IM, 200 relays. And with that, we are underway here from the Spaulding Gymnasium Natatorium. C relays from Norwich and UNE, and a B relay from Gordon College in the water. Top seed in the water, middle lane there, UNE's C relay, seated at a time of 2:17:45. At the first changeover, UNE with a lead of around a second. Backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, freestyle. If this is your first time watching. UNE's B relay pulling a little bit closer here. C relay, excuse me. .114 at the halfway point for UNE's C relay. That's Katie LaFond in the water for the Nor'easters. That's the final changeover as we head in. That's Abby Slonecker in the water for the Nor'easters. Well, they were top-seeded coming in. UNE's C relay finishes just 0.03 of a second off of their seed time. 217, I believe that's 16. So 0.3 underneath. Owls get their first relay in the water here, the D relay. Abby Quinlivan in the water for the Owls. Appears as though the goggles came off. Also in the water, B relay for Norwich, A relay for Gordon College, and a B relay for UNE. Out in front at the first changeover is Gordon College's A relay. Victoria Welch in the water for the Owls. Currently out in front, that's Catherine Maloney for the Fighting Scots. Now Maloney tends to swim the longer distance event. She finished 4th in the 400 IM at last year's conference championship meet. Worth noting that she came into finals that night as the top seed in that event. Final changeover now. Excuse me, second to last. Arwen Hefner in the water for the Fighting Scots. Sammy Taylor for your Owls. On the outside, Norwich's B relay, UNE's B relay closing in. It'll be a dead sprint these last 50 yards. Seems as though Gordon got the better of the changeovers here. MK Farkas pulling ahead here in this last 25 yards. Owls have 3 relays in here, A, B, and C. Plymouth State has their A relay. UNE also their A relay, Norwich the A as well. Final of 3 heats. Owls' top relay is London Armitage in the middle. Very close at the end of the first 25 yards. Seems like the Nor'easters may have gotten the better of the exchange there. Maddie Fitzgerald in the water for the Owls on that A relay. Amanda Davies on the B. Pretty much in a dead heat with Fitzgerald. Plymouth State about a body length ahead, UNE about a body length ahead. Into the butterfly now. That's Maeve McDermott for the Nor'easters. Owls A relay pulling slightly ahead off of the rest of the pack here. Be hard to catch UNE coming in off the outside. That's Norwich's A relay in lane C, UNE closes 2:01.8. Norwich able to edge out the Owls A relay. 2:03.46 for the Cadets. So now the men will go. Just 2 heats this time. 3 cadet relays here, the C, D, and E. First changeover. Cadet C and E relays pretty close. Looks like that E relay is pulling ahead here. Maybe quarter of a body length. More dead even now coming into the end of the breaststroke leg. .103.20, that C relay is out in front halfway through. That's Noah Lowe out in front for the cadets. Final changeover now, that's Vinny Velasquez hopping in for the cadets out in front. D relay able to pull back out in front of the E for the cadets. 1:55.39 the final time for that C relay for Norwich. Owls have 2 relays entered in this final heat, as do the cadets. Plymouth State and Gordon also entering a relay. And we're off for the final heat of the men's 200-yard medley. Out in front early, Drew Bilo for the cadets. Leiden Fogg of Plymouth State closely behind, about a half a body length as we change over. This is Will Thompson now in the water for the cadets. Worth noting that every time he entered the water at last season's conference championship meet, he took home gold. Cadets healthy lead out in front heading into the butterfly leg. Adrian Riendo in the water for the cadets. That was a relay slowly gaining on Plymouth State. That's that's Zach Perry in the water. Able to get just about even as Aaron Turgeon hops in for the Owls. Turgeon, the captain, set LEC records in the 100 and 200 IM last season. Norwich able to take this home. Christian Adelanitsky able to finish in 1:39.96. Owls A relay finishes second, 1:46.78. So that wraps up the 200 medley relay. Believe there'll be a 5-minute break. We'll be back after that on the Owls Media Network. I'm Quint Kimmel.
So when I ask students why Keene State, the students say unanimously it's the sense of community. The feel when you walk on this campus is immediately a sense of belonging, a sense of safety, a sense of welcome, and a sense of opportunity and promise. And so I think our students feel that when they come to our campus, and they experience it when they join us. Why students choose this campus is the sense and feel, and also the opportunity and the promise of that opportunity for them when they're making the decision. And why they stay is that we deliver on that promise. We have students from urban environments, from rural environments, And when they come to Keene State in those first weeks of forming a new community, they bring all of those experiences together to create a better Keene State. It's a campus small enough to feel a sense of recognition and identity, and a campus big enough to feel part of something bigger than yourself. This isn't a passive experience, so please get engaged, find a club, make a new group of friends, get involved in a recreational sport activity, in an intramural sport, get involved in a creative performance, go see a show, be a part of this community and squeeze everything you can out of Keene State. And if you do that, I am confident you will have an exceptional experience and your life will be changed as a result of it.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
Turn this music on, we still dancing.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of...
Five-minute breaks wrapping up. Next up, the women's 50-yard butterfly. If you're just joining, this is the sprint pentathlon. Gordon College, Plymouth State, UNE, and Norwich University alongside your Owls competing here in the Spaulding Gymnasium. "12 heats of the 50-yard butterfly due up. We are underway for the 50-yard butterfly. Just 2 Plymouth State swimmers in the water. Caitlin Falvey and Vicky Nee. Falvey seated in at 45 flat. Nee able to come in at a time of 41:40. Falvey ends up 43:24. Two Owls, 3 cadets, and 1 fighting Scott here in Heat 2. Emma Brule out in front for Gordon. A little bit of outside smoke here in Heat 2. Brule seated in at 43, comes in at a time of 31:59. Second is Matson for the Owls. In third, Emily Faint for the Cadets. Three Nor'easters, 1 Panther, 1 fighting Scott, and 1 cadet here in Heat 3. Allie O'Keefe of UNE seated in quickest at 36:92. Peyton Dion up quick, seated at 38 flat. Want to say about a half a body length at the halfway point here. And it is Dion that comes in the quickest. Seated 38 flat, comes in 32:29. Allie O'Keefe, also of the Nor'easters, just behind at 36:43. Victoria Welch, the lone owl in Heat 4. Top seeded is Katie Jones of Norwich. Bit of a deadlock between Isabella Gadosis and Megan Cabral. Gadosis, Gordon, Cabral of UNE at the halfway mark. It'll be tight into the wall. Just able to touch her out is Gadosis. 34:06 your final. Mia DiStefani, the lone owl in Heat 5. Liv Rue, the top seed at 34 flat. Lily Kramer just behind at 34:06. Worth noting that Kramer for the Panthers set personal best marks in each swim she had at last year's LEC championships. DeStefani and Kaylin Creel for Norwich pretty much deadlocked at the halfway mark. Able to push back here is Rue, excuse me. Able to get to the wall the fastest is Kaylin Creel for the Cadets. Comes home in a time of 31:79. Tallulah Going, the lone owl in Heat 6. Arwen Hefner, your top seed at 33:19. Going maybe a shoulder ahead going into the turn. Surging back is Hefner. But it won't be enough. Tallulah Going able to take this heat home in 31:10.
Let's go, London! London!
4 Owls in this heat. London Armitage, Maddie Fitzgerald, Hannah Reddick, and Amanda Davies. Maddie Fitzgerald, the top seed in Heat 7, 32-16 coming in. Looks like Armitage ahead at the wall. Maybe about a shoulder up ahead coming out of the wall. And Armitage able to take the heat, 30-81 your final. Fitzgerald just behind, 31-34. Emily Stokel, the lone owl, and the top seed in Heat 8. Pretty even heading into the wall. Maybe a slight edge to Brandy Lewis of Norwich. Going to be tight heading into the wall. Stokel able to take it for the Owls. 31-21. Final time. Kylie Dyer, the lone owl in Heat 9, seeded 31-02. Top seed is Deanna Perot, 30-85 for the Cadets coming in. Dyer looks to be out in front here, maybe a shoulder length into the wall. Dyer just building the lead, looks to be around a half a body length now. Dyer takes it for the Owls, 30-33 the final. Rebecca Radonovich and Rory Lee, the Owls in Heat 10. Emily Hinson out of UNE, your top seed, 30-48. Now Rory Lee, the junior out of Cransford, New Jersey, ended up taking home gold last year in the 200 freestyle at LECs. We're looking to continue building on that success this season. Out in front, Lydia Shoestack for Gordon College. And Shoestack does end up taking it, 29-64 the final. Just behind her, Olivia Bailey at 30-44. Olivia Bluris, the lone owl in Heat 11. Top seed is Alois Ring of UNE, 29-41 coming in. Pretty even at the wall here. Gonna be close coming in, no clear edge here. Maeve McDermott of UNE ends up taking this one home, 29-95. Was seeded 30-10. Sammy Taylor and Odessa Noyes in the water for the Owls here in the final heat. Maria Pekarczyk, the top seed from Norwich, 28-42 coming in. Pekarczyk just about matched by Jackie Geigels from Plymouth State. But Noyes is right up with him. It's going to be tight into the wall, pulling ahead late. That's Adria Horton from UNE, able to take this one home, 28-43. Now on to the men's 50 fly, 8 heats coming up. Giovanni Vitone, the lone owl here in the first heat. Top seed Kyle Stoddard from Norwich, 36-04. But it's Johnny Mins who came in seated 38 flat. Clears his seed time by a whopping 10 seconds, comes in 28:07. Zach Menz and Ethan Wynn in the water for the Owls here in Heat 2 of 8. Men's the top seed, coming in 32-78. Men's well ahead off the start. Three-quarters of a body length for Men's now out of the wall. But Nguyen surging back here late. It's going to be an Owl, just a question of which one, and it's Nguyen. 29-8 final time here. And a predominantly cadet-filled heat here in Heat 3, just the lone owl being Nick Ferrucci. Top seed for the cadets, Weston Mocarty, 29-26. Mocarty maybe a shoulder ahead here into the wall. But it's Rikin Vanima who may have gotten the better turn there. But still able to take it home is Mocarty. 28-71 final time for the 24-year-old. Top seed here in Heat 4 is Jeff Manata of UNE. 28-16 coming in. But it might be some outside smoke here. That's James Brana on the outside for the Fighting Scots. Able to take this one home, 25-98. Brana, not predominantly a butterflyer, normally sprint, freestyle, and breaststroke. He finished 5th at last year's Metropolitan Conference Championships. Gordon's second highest overall placement on the men's side. Alec Augusto and Zach Finman in the water for the Owls. Now top seed, though, is going to be Brendan Lee at 27-41 for the Panthers. Going to be tight coming into the wall here. Probably 3 or 4 up for the win. Able to take it home, though. It is Brendan Lee coming in at 26-51. Leo Lauritsen, the lone owl, in Heat 6. John Sullivan of Gordon, the top seed, at 26-4. Looks to be Andrew Clark for the Cadets out of the wall. Clark able to take it 26-3 for the 19-year-old. Evan Keefe, the lone owl, here in Heat 7 for Cadets. Fastest of which seated in this heat, John Harmon, 25-38. That's Major Adair on the bottom side of your screen, up very quickly. The Fighting Scots seated in this event at 26 flat. Well, it'll be a cadet to take this one. Which one? Just 0.14 of a second end up separating Drew Bilo and Christian Adelinitsky. But Bilo able to take it home. Couple Owls here in the final heat. Zach Perry, the top seed at 24-67. Aaron Turgeon in at 25-15. Looks to be pretty even at the wall. About 5 athletes in the running for the win here. Again, Turgeon closer to the bottom of your screen. Perry down the middle. Turgeon able to steal one away from the Cadets there. 25-24 his final time. Another 5-minute intermission coming up here. Due up the women's 50-yard backstroke. We'll be back after the break on the Owls Media Network. I'm Quinn Kimmel.
College sports fans, get ready for game day with officially licensed merchandise from the NCAA official online shop, ncaa.com/shop. Get the whole family geared up with the best collection of apparel and accessories, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, headwear, championship gear, and more. Visit the NCAA shop for today's special offer and rep your favorite team now. Only at ncaa.com/shop.
I remember writing in the 2nd grade that I wanted to be a teacher, and I always knew that I was going to be. I started school a year early, and it created challenges for me because I wasn't able to pick up material as fast as the other students. Outside of school, my jaju would quiz me on my math facts and read with me. It showed me that even though I had challenges in school, there were still people who wanted to help me. In high school, I knew I had to work harder than everyone else to get the same results, but I had teachers that would help me in subject areas outside of their own because they could relate to how I felt. The way these interactions with my jaju and my teachers made me feel while I was learning is the inspiration for how I'd like my students to feel. I'm able to build relationships and be vulnerable with my students when they're struggling because I've been in their shoes and I know exactly how they feel. Being able to relate to them from my own experience has become a massive asset in becoming a teacher.
Looking for a new car? It's time.
I worked in HVAC when I was in high school, and I really liked being on a job site. When Keene State came to my high school, the admissions counselor told me I could have a job on a job site and also make a difference on people's lives. He said being a safety engineer meant I could work with my hands, but also make sure that everybody was going to be home safely at the end of the day. The safety field is growing because companies are noticing that keeping their workers healthy means that they can keep their workers working. My plan is to graduate from Keene State so I can get back onto a job site as a safety engineer. It's great because there's jobs to choose from all over the United States, so I can basically go anywhere I want. Keene State is giving me the tools to make that happen.
So worth noting, looking through some of the splits here, Christian Adelanitsky out of Norwich. That 50-yard freestyle split right up there with the best of his. He last year at the ECAC Open Championships, he ended up splitting 21-21. He was 21-58 on the end of that Norwich winning 200 medley relay. Actually had a couple of ties there in the women's 50-yard butterfly. Jenna Shida and Rebecca Radonovich both tied in for 11th at 30-58. And two Owls ended up tying. Maddie Fitzgerald and Rory Lee tied for 19th at 31-34. On the men's side as well, two cadets ended up tying 30-87, placing both Ethan Wishmeyer and Dane Connor in 38th. Top-seeded Owl coming up in the women's 50-yard backstroke is London Armitage. She'll be in Heat 12, seated at a time of 30:53. As for the men, it's Zach Finman, who will be in the 8th heat. 28-29 will be in lane 6 at the top of your screen. First heat of the women's 50-yard back due up here. Two Fighting Scots, a cadet and a Panther. Top seeded is Gloria Sima of the cadets. Seems like there's a little delay here. Not totally sure what's going on. Bunch of other Owl action going on right now. Field hockey currently battling back from a 2-1 deficit to Plymouth State. Men's soccer is at UMass Boston. Women's soccer kicks off in just about 15 minutes over at Dr. Ron Butcher Field. Women's volleyball also away at UMass Dartmouth. .50-yard backstroke underway now. Again, Gloria Sima, the top seed here in heat number 1 of 12. 44-27 coming in. Isabella Bachetto looks like she's pulling a little bit further ahead. Fighting Scott in lane 2. Closer to the bottom of your screen. And it is Bachetto that ends up taking it. 39-27 her final time. Maddie Fitzgerald, the lone owl in heat 2. Ruby Nonth of Norwich, your top seed at 39-91. Heat 2 of 12 underway now. If you're just joining us, this is the Keene State Sprint Pentathlon. I'm Quint Kimmel. Thank you for joining us. Fitzgerald maybe a shoulder ahead here going under the backstroke flags. And that is Ruby Noth that ends up taking it. That is 35.06, her final time. Andrea Matson and Odessa Noyes, the lone two owls here in heat 3. Top seed is tied between Kirsten Atuhair and Gabrielle Gladu of Norwich and Plymouth State, respectively. Heat 3 of 12 underway now. Both owls seem to get a very good start here. Matson closer to the bottom of your screen. Noise up top. It'll be one of the Owls that ends up taking it. And it's Matson in with a time of 34.8. Three Owls here in heat 4. Victoria Welch, Mia DiStefani, and Hannah Reddick. They'll be in lanes 2, 3, and 4. So second up, third up, and fourth up from the bottom of your screen. Heat 4 12 underway now. Looks to be DiStefani out in front at the turn. Coming into the wall, it is DiStefani that ends up taking it. 34.83 her final time. Abigail Quinn-Livin and Rory Lee here in heat 5 for your Owls. Top seed is Emma Brule for the Fighting Scots, seeded 36 flat. And it will be the top seed taking this one home. Emma Brule coming in with a time of 34:45 for the Fighting Scots. Top seed here in Heat 6 is Sam Morales-Barshes of the Plymouth State Panthers, coming in with a time of 34:52. Lily Kramer also in this heat, seeded 35 flat. Looks like Abby Rodriguez of UNE got the best start. But quickly pulling out in front of her is Abby Houghton of the Cadets. Into the wall. Just barely out touching. Your winner is Abby Houghton of the Cadets. Final time 35:65, just barely out touching Peyton Walmsley in lane 6. Three owls in this heat: Kylie Dyer, Emily Stokel, and Rebecca Radonovich. Dyer, the top seed, 34:06 coming in. Dyer seemingly has a shoulder or so ahead. But the Owls just about dead even. 12 or so yards left to go here. It'll come down to the wall. And it is Dyer that ends up taking it 32, or excuse me. It's Stokel that ends up taking it. Looks like a little bit of a glitch with the scoreboard there. 32:59 the final time for Emily Stokel. Tallulah Going, the lone owl in Heat 8. Ari Chiofi, UNE, the top seed, 33:63 coming in. And Going taking a commanding lead here in Heat 8. Maybe about a half a body length or so after the turn. But no one's going to catch her. Tallulah Going takes Heat 8 with a final time of 32:06. Noel in Heat 9, the top seed, Brandy Lewis of Norwich, 33:06 coming in. Maeve McDermott out in lane 5 looks to have gotten the best of the starts. Maybe just a hair out in front of Catherine Maloney of Gordon in lane 2. Past the flags into the wall. It is going to be McDermott, 31:91 her final time. Three Owls here in Heat 10. Top to bottom of your screen, Amanda Davies, Olivia Boulris, and Sammy Taylor all the way down in Heat 1, or lane 1. Jenna Shida of Norwich in the middle. Top seed coming in 32-19. And it is Shida out ahead of the pack early. Late push here from Bolris and Davies as well. Bolris able to out-touch, although there may be an error with the pad in lane 3. Bolris came in at a time of 33.52. No owl in heat 11, top seed is Adria Horton of the Nor'easters. 31-41 coming in. 3 Nor'easters, a Panther, a Fighting Scot, and a Cadet here in heat 11 at 12. And no one really to challenge Adria Horton in lane 3. Seems like another glitch with the pad. Horton definitely the winner, unsure what the time is at this moment. Well, as mentioned, London Armitage, the lone owl here in heat 12 of 12. She's in at a time of 30.53, top seed from Norwich, Alana Kelleher, 29.37 for her coming in. Final heat of the women's 50 back underway. Seems pretty even after the wall here. Armitage trying to make a push late. Flags into the wall. And it is Armitage able to take it. 32.04 for the 19-year-old. Now time for the men's 50 back. Giovanni Vitone, the lone owl here in heat 1. Top seed Ethan Wishmeyer from Norwich, seeded 37-33. So again, Ethan Wishmeyer, the top seed, coming in from Norwich, 37-33. Top of your screen here, you've got Giovanni Vitone for the Owls. Wishmeyer probably about a half a body in front here at the wall for the Cadets. Well, Wishmeyer was seated at 37-3 Again, it seems like the pad malfunctioned. Wishmeyer definitely took that one home. Again, we'll wait to get you a time on that one. And a bit of a rarity here in Heat 2 of the men's 50 back. We have an all-Norwich heat. So top to bottom of your screen, Stoddard, Mokhtari, Chase, Lowe, Velasquez, and Conroy. So the Cadets take off here in Heat 2 of 8. Looks to be between Velasquez and Chase after the wall. Velasquez maybe a shoulder ahead, flags to the wall. And it is Velasquez to take it, 32-33, his final time. Two Owls here in Heat 3, Ethan Nguyen and Alec Agosto. Michael Carpenter, the 18-year-old from Norwich, the top seed, 32-14 here in Heat 3 of 8. And it did look like Agosto got the best of the starts out of everybody. Agosto maybe a split second ahead here. Nguyen able to close a lot of distance in that first 25 yards. Nguyen able to take it, 32-58, his final time. Two Owls, they'll be at the bottom of your screen here. Nick Ferrucci in lane 1, Zach Perry in lane 2. Top seed is Greg DeMeyer from Norwich, 31-25 coming in. John Harmon just a hundredth of a second behind him at 31-26. Zach Perry seems to be out in front here going into the wall. Looks like about a half a body length lead here for Perry. He was seeded 31-68. Perry comes into the wall 29-43 for the 21-year-old. Two Owls here in Heat 5 as well. Zach Menz in lane 4, Leo Lauritsen in lane 2. Top seed James Brana for the Fighting Scots, 30-55 coming in. Very long underwater there for Brana in lane 3. He's got maybe a shoulder going into the wall here. Although on the outside, keep an eye on Danny Moda. Looks like it'll be between the two Fighting Scots and Men's here going into the wall. And it looks like it's Moda that's able to take it, 29-46, his final. Well, two Fighting Scots at the bottom of your screen, and then four Cadets make up the rest of this heat. Top seed Josh Kelly coming in 29-74. That's John Sullivan down at the bottom of your screen in lane 1. Look to maybe be a hair in front. May not have had the best turn there at the wall. Will Thompson ends up taking this one, coming in at a time at 29-59. Aaron Turgeon and Evan Keefe, the two Owls here in Heat 7 of 8. Nikita Ponomarenko, the top seed from Norwich, 29-28. Or excuse me, Artie Abrams from Norwich, 28-49. Looks to be between Abrams and Turgeon. Turgeon maybe a step ahead going into the wall. Looks like maybe a late push from Ponomarenko, but no one's going to catch Turgeon. 27-66 for the Owls captain. Heat 8 of 8. Adrian Riendo, the top seed. Zach Finman at the top of your screen, the lone Owl. Riendo in at a time of 24-9. Leiden Fogg also in lane 4 for the Panthers. 25-45 coming in for him. Riendo with probably the best of the starts there. Looks to be a split second ahead going into the wall. Riendo flags, wall, maybe a late push here from the two around him. No one's going to be able to catch him. Again, unsure of the time as things stand. I'm sure that pad's going to be fixed either before or after diving. But regardless, another win for the Cadets. We head into diving. Be with you after the break. For the Owls Media Network, I'm Quint Kimmel.
We are Keene State. Here, we believe that everyone is welcome and anything is possible.
We're empowering your unique voice.
Igniting potential and possibility.
Look closer. We are a tight-knit community, an inclusive community, where people can be their true selves. Bring your ability, background, culture, or traditions, whatever makes you, you.
Because Keene State becomes home from day one. Come find your people and enjoy live music, art, coffee, thrifting, and did we mention the food? And if you're worried about what there is to do on the weekend, just look at this.
Everything we do here is about community.
Because we're a community of intense learners.
With extraordinary hearts.
That raise each other up.
We are fueled by each other's successes.
Learning outside the classroom as well as in.
And we're here to provide the guidance and support you need to succeed.
All right, let's get hands-on.
In the lab.
In the studio.
In the pool.
On the dance floor.
On the stage.
The choices are yours, the opportunities are here.
Here at Keene State College, we're focused on teaching students the skills for an ever-changing world.
I'm ready to tackle problems with industry-ready skills.
You'll get a resume that writes itself, and
a paycheck that earns.
Elevated confidence.
World-class courage.
And we never stop learning.
True learning takes collaboration.
We explore what drives our passions.
Celebrate our individual voices.
And spark possibility together.
Every single student, every single day.
You already have what it takes. Welcome to Keene State.
David's dive will be 5-2-2-2-B. David's dive will be 103B. High's dive will be 5-1-2-1-B. Abigail's dive will be 5-2-2-1-B.
Looking for a new car? It's time to visit New Car Nissan of Keene. 600 new Nissan cars, trucks, and SUVs are available right now. Plus, New Car Nissan of Keene has the most competitive prices. Every new Nissan comes with New Car's complimentary 20-year, 200,000-mile protection plan. Drive worry-free for many miles to come. Visit New Car Nissan of Keene today and discover why everyone loves a new car.
If you're not here for Fandom 101, you're in the wrong class. Here, we learn the fundamentals of fanology, the basics of bringing the noise, and the physics of bringing it out. Your path to fan mastery begins here. It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA Championships. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
We know you will find your community along Appian Way here at Keene State College. Over a campfire on the Student Center lawn. In some friendly games and competition. Or in a club you connect to at the Student Involvement Fair. Maybe you will find your people on the courts, in a cheering section in the stands, at the rink on the ice, skating as an owl, or chilling in the yoga studio. Your connections may take place on the quad, listening to music, hanging out with friends, participating in a Keene State tradition like Pumpkin Palooza, or working on a group project, studying with classmates. Maybe your talents will bring you together with your community on one of our stages, in the main theater, or the recital hall at the Red Fern Arts Center. For us, community is all about the people you meet and the connections you make. At Keene State, our community is really about you.
To national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
Turn this music on, we still dancing.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sport.
We are Keene State. Here, we believe that everyone is welcome and anything is possible.
Look closer. We are a tight-knit community, an inclusive community, where people can be their true selves. Bring your ability, background, culture, or traditions, whatever makes you you.
You already have what it takes. Welcome to Keene State.
When we put this uniform on, we're preparing to serve our home state of New Hampshire.
We serve part-time in our own communities and for our families and friends. In any emergency or disaster, you can count on the soldiers of the New Hampshire Army National Guard to be there. Our mission here at home is to make life better for everyone, and the benefits we earn help us improve our own lives. Learn more about part-time service with the New Hampshire Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/nh.
So when I ask students why Keene State, the students say unanimously it's the sense of community. The feel when you walk on this campus is immediately a sense of belonging, a sense of safety, a sense of welcome, and a sense of opportunity and promise. And so I think our students feel that when they come to our campus, and they experience it when they join us. Why students choose this campus is the sense and feel, and also the opportunity and the promise of that opportunity for them when they're making the decision. And why they stay is that we deliver on that promise. We have students from urban environments, from rural environments, and when they come to Keene State in those first weeks of forming a new community, they bring all of those experiences together to create a better Keene State. It's a campus small enough to feel a sense of recognition and identity, and a campus big enough to feel part of something bigger than yourself. This isn't a passive experience, so please get engaged, find a club, make a new group of friends, get involved in a recreational sport activity, in an intramural sport, get involved in a creative performance, go see a show, be a part of this community and squeeze everything you can out of Keene State. And if you do that, I am confident you will have an exceptional experience and your life will be changed as a result of it.
Fenton Family Dealerships, the Tri-State area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, has state-of-the-art service facilities and services all makes and models. Home to an exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty and no extra cost to you. Locally owned since 1986. More information at fentondealerships.com.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go into personal training and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
Well, we come back out of the diving. Due up in event number 9, the women's 50-yard breaststroke. If you're just joining, this is the Keene State Sprint Pentathlon. Also here in the Elm City, Gordon College, Plymouth State, the University of New England, and Norwich University. 12 heats to come of the women's 50-yard breaststroke. Andrea Matson, the lone owl here in Heat 1. Deanna Perot, the top seed. Lane 3 coming in at 47.49. Looks like Matson is scratched, so it'll just be 2 cadets in the water. Again, Perot coming in with the faster seed time of 47.49. Perot about a body length ahead into the wall. Well, Perot came in 47.49. She touches the wall at 42.51. And Saima in behind at 53.25. 3 fighting Scots here in Heat 2. Top seed Lily Foisey coming in 44 flat. You got 2 swimmers from Norwich on the outside. At the wall, it looks to be Brule ahead, just about shoulder length. And Brule ends up pulling about half a body length ahead, finishing time 41.07. Lone Owl here in Heat 3, Sammy Taylor in lane 2, second up from the bottom of your screen. Top seed here in Heat 3 at 12, Sam Morales-Barshes, 42.42 coming in. Taylor out in front early here. Followed closely by Atuhair on her right. Split second ahead at the turn. Late push here from Ruby Knopf in lane 5. Now maybe about a half a body length for Taylor. Passing through the flags, her finishing time, 41.09. Pair of Owls in Heat 4, Kylie Dyer and Odessa Noyes down the middle. Noyes comes in the top seed 41-3 here in Heat 4. Noyes maybe a shoulder in front off the start. Tend to see her more often in the butterfly events. But out in front here. Close to a half a body length after the turn. But keep an eye up in lane 6. That's Kaylin Creel for the Cadets. As Creel does end up taking the heat, 38 flat. Noyes second, 39-15. Heat 5 at 12. Lone Owl Victoria Welch at the top of your screen in lane 6. Top seed here in Heat 5. Pair of Nor'easters both seated at 41 flat. Emily Hinson and Tess Zarowski. And it looks to be Hinson out in front here by maybe a shoulder. Closely followed by Jenna Sheeta in lane 5. Looks to be up in the air for about 4 athletes here coming in past the flags to the wall. And it is Sheeta that ends up taking it 39-36, her final time. Four Owls here in Heat 6 at 12 of the 50 breast. Top seed of which is Abigail Quinlivan. 40-28 for Quinlivan. And she looks to be out in front, maybe half a shoulder length at the wall. Olivia Boris up top making a charge late. And Boris takes it 38-46, her final time. Seated at 40-73. No Owls here in Heat 7, top seed. We actually have a 4-way tie, believe it or not. So top to bottom of your screen, Lily Stam, Alois Ring, Jackie Geigels, and Isabella Gaduas all coming in at 40 flat. Actually just 1900ths separate all the seed times here. And it looks to be Geigels out in front for Plymouth State. Closely followed by Anna Gosselin up in lane 6. It'll be one of the two of them. Flags, wall. 38-88 the final time for Jackie Geigel. She takes this heat home. Pair of Owls here in Heat 8. Tallulah Going in lane 4. Emily Stokel in lane 6. Adria Horton the top seed here in Heat 8. 39-7 coming in for the Nor'easter. But it's Pekarczyk out in front by maybe a shoulder length here into the wall for the Cadets. Turned pretty much dead even. Horton maybe got the better of the pullouts there. Horton shoulder length ahead has moved over not to let Pekarczyk get a wake on her. Between 3 athletes going into the wall. It's actually Stokel up in lane 6 that takes this one home. 38-84 her final time. Heat 9 and 12, Radonovich at the top of your screen, the lone owl in this heat. Top seed Lydia Shustak for the Fighting Scots in at 38 flat. And it is Shustak out in front, closely followed by Kelleher. Radonovich got a good turn there. Looks to be between up 4 athletes or so here towards the top of your screen. Flags, wall. And it is Kelleher that ends up taking this one home for the Cadets. Final time of 36-9. Rory Lee, the lone owl here in Heat 10. Top of your screen in lane 6. Top seed Maeve McDermott down the middle for the Nor'easters. McDermott maybe a half a body at the wall. Seems to have gotten the best of the turns as well. Got underneath the wake from the rest of the heat. McDermott past the flags into the wall. Her final time, 34 flat. Now a pair of owls here in Heat 11 and 12. Mia DiStefani in lane 4, Amanda Davies in lane 5. Top seed is April Falstad for the Nor'easters. Davies appears to have gotten the best of the starts out of the pack. Maloney quickly advancing here. Davies first to the wall by about a shoulder length. It'll be between Davies, Maloney, and Peyton Dion from UNE. Past the flags, into the wall, the final. And it is Davies that ends up taking it home, 35-5, her final time. Now the final heat, lone owl, top seed in this event, Maddie Fitzgerald in lane 3. Looks like to be a 3-way tie almost out in front. Annika Deppers on Fitzgerald's left. Seems to have gotten the better of the initial breakout here. It'll be between Deppers and, that's Peyton Walmsley. Into the wall. Will it be Nor'easter or a Fighting Scot? Nor'easters will take this one home. Peyton Walmsley in with a time of 32.84. So now we'll swap over to the men's 50-yard breaststroke. We have an all-cadet heat kicking things off here. Michael Carpenter, the fastest seed time of which, 44.16 for the 18-year-old. And event number 10 is underway here from the Spaulding Gymnasium on the campus of Keene State College, home of the Owls. If you're just joining us, this is the Keene State Sprint Pentathlon. I'm Quinn Kimmel. Thank you so much for joining us on the Owls Media Network. Out in front here to start things off for the men, that is Gregory DeMeyer. Did not come in with a seed time. 19-year-old looks like he's going to take this one comfortably. Looks like he'll have about a body length and a half, if not 2. Past the flags, into the wall. His final time, 34.71. Pair of Owls and 4 cadets here in this second heat. Giovanni Vitone, the top seed at 39.64 down the middle. Evan Keefe looks to have gotten the best start out of anyone in this heat. Has maybe about a shoulder here early. And he's quickly expanded that lead out past half a body length into the wall. Almost a body length lead now, as some of the cadets up towards the top of your screen are closing a little bit, but it will be Evan Keefe taking this heat home. Seated at 40.75, his final 34-32. Top seed coming up here in heat 3 of 8 is Brady Lyons for the Panthers. Pair of Brady's actually for the Panthers in this heat. Lyons, and then closer to one down towards the bottom of your screen will also be Brady Martin for the Panthers. Lyons looks to have gotten the best of the starts here. He came in seed time of 37:43. Pack's caught up quite a ways. First one into the wall appears to be Evan Chase for the Cadets. Keep an eye on Major Adair up in lane 5. He seems to have caught a second wind here late. Past the flags into the wall, your winner, Major Adair, with a time of 34:75. Here in heat 4, trio of Owls, Alec Agosto, Ethan Nguyen, and Zach Perry. Vinny Velasquez from Norwich, the top seed at 35.92. Zach Perry seems to have gotten the best start, but the pack is quickly caught up. Velasquez maybe has about a shoulder on the pack going in. All going to be about the wall here. Looks like this could still be just about anyone's race. Velasquez has maybe about a shoulder going past the flags into the wall. And Velasquez does end up taking it. 34:22 his final time. Lone Owl in this heat, Leo Lordson at the top of your screen in lane 6. Johnny Minns, the top seed coming into this. He's in lane 3, 18-year-old out of Gordon College. 33.75 is seed time. He's got about a shoulder length's lead into the wall. And it looks like it will be Johnny Minns taking this one home for the fight in Scots. 31.72 his final time. Heat 6-8 kicks off here. John Sullivan from Gordon College, the top seed. 32.27 coming in. Drew Bilo appears to be out in front here by about a shoulder going into the turn. Quick turn from the 18-year-old. Has maybe about a half a body length on the pack. Bilo came in, seated 32-33, extends his lead to about a body length. Comes home with a time of 30.46. Trio Owls here in Heat 7. Zach Menz, the top seed in this heat. 30.76 as the seed time for the 18-year-old. Aaron Turgeon at the top of your screen in lane 6. And Nick Ferrucci at the bottom of your screen in lane 1. Turgeon seems to be bringing some outside smoke. We don't normally see him in events like this. But again, as I mentioned, LEC record holder in the 100 and the 200 IM. Looks to be about a half a body length out in front. But Adrian Rindo's not going to give this one up easy. Turgeon coming in, 29.47 for the captain. Zach Finman, the lone owl here in the final heat. He'll be at the top of your screen in lane 6. Top seed 25.89 for Will Thompson of the Cadets. And we're underway. Thompson already pretty much a half a body length out in front of the pack. But Adrianitsky's not going to give this one up easily. Probably about a shoulder behind his teammate. It's a cadet. Will it be Thompson or Adrianitsky? Flags. Wall. Thompson takes it 27.88, the final. We'll have another 5-minute break here from the Spaulding Gymnasium. Next event due up, women's 50-yard freestyle. We'll catch you after the break on the Owls Media Network. I'm Quint Kimmel.
We are Keene State. Here, we believe that everyone is welcome and anything is possible.
We're empowering your unique voice.
Igniting potential and possibility.
Look closer. We are a tight-knit community, an inclusive community, where people can be their true selves. Bring your ability, background, culture, or traditions, whatever makes you you.
Because Keene State becomes home from day one. Come find your people and enjoy live music, art, coffee, thrifting, and did we mention the food? And if you're worried about what there is to do on the weekend, just look at this.
Everything we do here is about community.
Because we're a community of intense learners
With extraordinary hearts
that raise each other up.
We are fueled by each other's successes.
Learning outside the classroom as well as in.
And we're here to provide the guidance and support you need to succeed.
All right, let's get hands-on.
In the lab.
In the studio.
In the pool.
On the dance floor.
On the stage.
The choices are yours, the opportunities are here.
Here at Keene State College, we're focused on teaching students the skills for an ever-changing world.
I'm ready to tackle problems with industry-ready skills.
You'll get a resume that writes itself, and
a paycheck that earns.
Elevated confidence.
World-class courage.
And we never stop learning.
True learning takes collaboration.
We explore what drives our passions.
Celebrate our individual voices.
And spark possibility together.
Every single student, every single day.
You already have what it takes. Welcome to Keene State.
We know you will find your community along Appian Way here at Keene State College. Over a campfire on the Student Center lawn. In some friendly games and competition. Or in a club you connect to at the Student Involvement Fair. Maybe you will find your people on the courts, in a cheering section in the stands, at the rink on the ice, skating as an owl, or chilling in the yoga studio. Your connections may take place on the quad, listening to music, hanging out with friends, participating in a Keene State tradition like Pumpkin Palooza, or working on a group project, studying with classmates. Maybe your talents will bring you together with your community on one of our stages, in the main theater, or the recital hall at the Redfern Arts Center. For us, community is all about the people you meet and the connections you make. At Keene State, our community is really about you.
I worked in HVAC when I was in high school, and I really liked being on a job site. When Keene State came to my high school, the admissions counselor told me a job on a job site and also make a difference on people's lives. He said being a safety engineer meant I could work with my hands, but also make sure that everybody was going to be home safely at the end of the day. The safety field is growing rapidly because companies are noticing that keeping their workers healthy means that they can keep their workers working. My plan is to graduate from Keene State so I can get back onto a job site as a safety engineer. It's great because there's jobs to choose from all over the United States. so I can basically go anywhere I want. Keene State is giving me the tools to make that happen.
I remember writing in the 2nd grade that I wanted to be a teacher. Always knew that I was going to be a teacher. I started school a year early, and it created challenges for me because I wasn't able to pick up material as fast as the other students. Outside of school, my jaju would quiz me on my math facts and read with me. It showed me that even though I had challenges in school, there were still people who wanted to help me. In high school, I knew I had to work harder than everyone else to get the same results, but I had teachers that would help me in subject areas outside of their own because they could relate to how I felt. The way these interactions with my jaju and my teachers made me feel while I was learning is the inspiration for how I'd like my students to feel. I'm able to build relationships and be vulnerable with my students when they're struggling because I've been in their shoes and I know exactly how they feel. Being able to relate to them from my own experience has become a massive asset in becoming a teacher.
If you're not here for Fandom 101, you're in the wrong class. Here we learn the fundamentals of fanology, the basics of bringing the noise, and the physics of bringing it out. Your path to fan mastery begins here. It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA Championships. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
Well, we come out after the break into the women's 50-yard freestyle. First heat here, no Owls. Top seed, Caitlin Falvey from the Plymouth State Panthers. Looks to have maybe slipped off the start. Kayla Gormley out in front by maybe a half a body length here from the rest of the pack. Came in with a seed time of 37 flat. And Gormley able to build almost a body length of a lead. Comes in 31:91 her final time. Or excuse me, that's Bichetto. I apologize. Bichetto also came in with a seed time of 37 flat. Top seed here in Heat 2 at 12. Mason Rogers from Norwich, seeded 32-33. And it looks like Abby Rodriguez may be out in front here. It'll be between her and Rogers. And actually, it's down in lane 1. That is Allie O'Keefe, 18-year-old for the Nor'easters, able to come in at 32:42. Trio of Owls here in Heat 3. Abigail Quinlivan, Rebecca Radonovich, and Andrea Matson. Top seed was Zoe Eason, 21-year-old for the Nor'easters, came in with a time of 30:76. Looks to be between Radonovich, might have it at the wall, and she does. 29:35 for Radonovich, taking it home for the Owls. Victoria Welch and Emily Stokel in this heat for the Owls. Top seed was Emma Brule for Gordon College, coming into the seed time at 30 flat. And it does look to be Brule out in front. Half a body length already by the first wall. Morgan Henderson able to keep tight with Brule here. Looks like a three-dog race here. Flags, wall. And it is Brule that ends up taking it, 28:91 for the 18-year-old fighting Scott. Maddie Fitzgerald for your Owls, the top seed here in Heat 5. 29:57 for the 19-year-old. Hannah Reddick also in this heat. So is Kylie Dyer at the top of your screen in lane 6. And Dyer might look to be out in front here. Maybe a split second ahead of the pack here. Dyer maybe a shoulder ahead of the pack, a bit of outside smoke. Her final time, 28:49. Lone Owl here in Heat 6, Odessa Noise up in lane 5. Top seed Emily Hinson, 29:03. Noise looks to have gotten the best start of the pack. Hinson quickly able to close the distance. Looks to be three-way tie at the wall. Noise has maybe a shoulder here, but it's a late push from Tess Zarowski. And it'll be Kylie Ferris, actually, for the cadets, able to take that one home. 29:30, her final time. Another trio Owls here in Heat 7. London Armitage, Olivia Bulris, and Mia DiStefani. Megan Cabral in lane 3 for the Nor'easters, your top seed, 28:63. Bulris out in front of the pack early. First to touch. Late push from McDermott up in lane 5. McDermott will end up taking it 27:83 for the 19-year-old out of UNE. Lone Owl in Heat 8, Amanda Davies in lane 2. Top seed Kayleen Creel, 28:32 for the 21-year-old cadet. And Davies and Stam look to have gotten the best starts here early. Very close at the wall. Going to be a toss-up here at the wall. And it's Olivia Bailey for the Panthers able to take that one home, 28-26. Lone Owl here in Heat 9, Rory Lee, 27-79 coming in, the top seed here in Heat 9. Brandy Lewis with maybe a shoulder or so lead. Definitely the first to touch at the wall. 20-year-old cadet came in with a seed time of 28:25. Still has about a shoulder looking up. Her time 27:75 to take the heat for the cadets. Lone Owl in Heat 10, Tallulah Going seated at 27:55. Top seed 19-year-old from Gordon College, MK Farkas, seated at 27:43. Very tight going into the wall here. Race might be at the bottom of your screen between Going and Godois. Going looks to have gotten the edge out of the turn, though. Definitely a toss-up as we go flags, wall. Going takes it, 26:92. Lone Owl here in Heat 11 at the top of your screen is Sammy Taylor. Just 12 hundredths off the top-seeded swimmer, Adria Horton in lane 3. Horton looks to have about a shoulder's length advantage. Split second ahead of the pack at the wall. Horton built that lead out to about a half a body length here. But the rest of the pack is closing. Flags, wall looking up. Horton takes it, 26:96. Final heat coming here. Jenna Sheeta, 20-year-old for the cadets, top seeded time at 25.75. Just alongside her, Alana Kelleher, 19-year-old cadet, seated at 25.83. And it's definitely the two cadets flipping almost simultaneously at the wall. And it looks like Kelleher may have gotten the better of the two at the wall. Past the flags to the wall. And it is Kelleher that takes it 26-61. Another event win for the cadets. Now 8 heats of the men's 50-yard freestyle coming up. 3 cadets, 3 Panthers due in here. Top seed Evan Chase, 18-year-old cadet, seated at 28.89. Top seed in this event is the 18-year-old fighting Scott, Danny Mota at 21.8. As we get rolling with the men's 50 And it is Evan Chase out in front at the wall by maybe a half a body length and building. '18-year-old came in at 28.89, finished 25.43. Four cadets, 2 Owls here in Heat 2. Zach Menz, the top seeded Owl at 27.45. Top seed in the heat is Michael Carpenter, 18-year-old cadet, comes in at 27.12. Sure, no idea. Top seeded Owl here in the 53 is Aaron Turgeon. 21-year-old senior captain, seated at 22.19. You'll see him in lane 5 in the final heat. Heat 2 gets underway. Look at the turnover speed for Mike Carpenter there in lane 3. But Menz is ahead of him at the wall. Can he get through the wake is the question. Men's shoulder length lead, flags to the wall. And Menz takes it 25-4. Came in at 27-4. 2 Owls in Heat 3. Leo Lordson in lane 2 towards the bottom of your screen. Ethan Nguyen towards the top in lane 5. Top seed, 19-year-old cadet Josh Kelly comes in at 26.35. Kelly split second ahead of a pack at the wall. Doesn't appear to have had the quickest turn, as this looks like to be a 4-5-man race almost. Past the flags into the wall. And it is Josh Kelly that takes it. Final time 25.93 for the 19-year-old. Pair of Owls here in Heat 4. Nick Ferrucci in lane 2, Alec Agosto in lane 4. 18-year-old Alex Sulyama from Norwich, your top seed at 25.39. And it is Sulyama out in front by maybe a split second at the wall. Doesn't appear to have had the best turn. Late push from Vinny Velasquez there in lane 5. He comes in with a time at 24.87. No Owls here in Heat 5. Top seed is Brady Lions. 2 Panthers, actually, is the top seeds. Brady Lions at 24.57. Leiden Fog at 24.85. Lions definitely had the best start of the bunch. But Fog able to recover and beat him to the wall. Fog maybe a shoulder length lead here, past the flags, into the wall. What a recovery from Leiden Fog, 24-3 after what looked like to be a botched start. Lone Owl in this heat is at the top of your screen. Evan Keefe, top seed is Major Adair down the middle for Gordon College, coming in with 23.99. And both Adair and Sullivan up quickly. Looks to be dead even between 5 of the 6 athletes into the wall. Who got the best turn? Looks to be Artie Abrams. Still anyone's race, past the flags, into the wall. And it is Abrams that takes it, 22-year-old, able to take it home at 24.68. 2 Owls towards the bottom of your screen here. Zach Perry in lane 1, Zach Finman in lane 2. Top seed is Nikita Ponomarenko, 20-year-old cadet at 23.14 coming in. Adrian Riendo also in this heat. We've seen him perform well already today. Looks to be Riendo past the wall, but look, keep an eye on the outside there. That's Drew Bilo trying to make a late push for the cadets here. But Riendo able to hold out, 23-32 for the 20-year-old cadet. Final heat of the men's 50 free coming up here again. Aaron Turgeon, second down from the top of your screen in lane 5. Top seed Danny Mota down the middle for the Fightin' Scots. Just look at the turnover speed from these athletes here. Looks to be anyone's race at the wall. Maybe give a hair to Christian Adelanitsky. Past the flags, into the wall. Adelanitsky takes it, 22-51. Another 5-minute break. We'll catch you after the break on the Owls Media Network. I'm Quint Kimmel.
awesome. Yeah, he's got a great voice. I told him he should try and do this for basketball. And he started as a broadcast journalism major. He swam here. I knew he swam here, yeah. But then he switched to safety halfway through. But he's great at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Final individual event underway here. We've got the women's 100-yard IM. If you're just joining, I'm Quinn Kimmel. This is the Keene State Sprint Pentathlon. Gloria Sima, the top seed. 147.45 for the 18-year-old cadet. Kalia Gormley out in front by almost a body length and a half early, however. Seated at 150 flat. Looks to be on track to beat that by a good margin. Amanda Davies, the top seeded owl in this event. She's the top seed in heat 11 of 12 at 109.47. It will be Gormley to take it. Again, seated at 150 flat, coming in. Past the flags, into the wall. Her final time. Or excuse me, that's Bichetto again, I apologize. 124.48 her final time. Also seated at 150 flat, so a 26-second drop off the seed time. Andrea Matson was slated to swim this heat. Looks to have scratched top seed here in heat 2 of 12. Lydia Schustak, 17-year-old fighting Scott, came in with a time at 126.70. And Schustak looks to have gotten the best start out of the heat. And she's already out to a body length lead. Shoestack able to maintain, actually stretch the lead out to a body length and a half here. As we go into the breaststroke leg again, butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle the order in the individual medley. Almost 3 body lengths for Shoestack now. Again, came in 126.7. Shoestack past the flags into the wall, her final 110.19. Lone Owl in this heat will be down at the bottom of your screen. Abigail Quinn-Livin, her seed time 126.33. Top seed time here in heat 3 of 12. Regina Dyer, 20-year-old nor'easter, coming in the seed time at 122 flat. Dyer looks to have gotten the best start. Quinn-Livin actually looks to be out in front. Two outside swimmers actually look to be out in front here early. Quinn-Livin maybe a shoulder, hard to tell from my angle here ahead of the pack. Again, Quinn-Livin came in 126.33. She is the first to the wall. Dyer able to close the gap to maybe a half a body length here in the breaststroke leg. Looks like it'll be a dead sprint between Dyer and Quinn-Livin here to end things. Dyer closed the gap, looks to be gaining. Past the flags, into the wall. Dyer takes it, 117.98. Fourth of 12 heats, no Owls. Top seed Isabella Gaduis coming into the seed time at 120 flat. Lone fighting Scott in this heat. 2 Panthers, 1 Cadet, and 2 Nor'easters. Katie LaFond actually out in front here early. Looks to have turned just about even with Gabrielle Gladu. That may be a rough exchange for Gladu as Gaduis able to recover out in front of her. LaFond the first to hit the halfway mark here. LaFond just barely holding in front here. That's Mason Rogers actually able to get out in front. Still anybody's race here. Looks to be between about 3 or 4 athletes. That's a late push from Allie O'Keefe in lane 5. Nor'easters go 1-2. It's O'Keefe that takes it, followed closely by LaFond. O'Keefe in at 119.24. Lone Owl in Heat 5, Victoria Welch in at a time of 1:18.52. Top seed in this heat, Kylie Ferris of the Cadets at 1:17.43. Looks to be Ferris just about even with Caitlin Creel. Creel might have gotten the better exchange there. Both are followed closely by Peyton Dion of UNE. Creel first to hit the halfway mark here. Second ahead of the next fastest athlete. Looks to be Creel's late race to lose, heading into the final 12 or so yards. Creel came in 1:17.55, her final 1:11.67. Six of 12 coming up here. Top seed in this heat, Emily Hinson of UNE at 1:14.67. Six of 12 underway here in the women's 100-yard IM. Again, this is the Keene State Sprint Pentathlon. If you're just joining us, I'm Quint Kimmel. Happy to have you. That's Emma Brule that looks to be out in front in lane 5. May not have had the best turnover. Deanna Perot able to get back out in front in lane 2. First to touch at the halfway mark is Deanna Perot. There's two types of IMers that you really see. You really see the breaststrokers that get converted over. You see the butterflyers or the backstrokers that kind of just go out and try and hang on. And it looks to me that Emma Brule might be a breaststroker here. Has made up a lot of ground on Perot in that third 25. She actually looks to have about a shoulder length lead here. Still anyone's race, past the flags, into the wall. And it is Emma Brule that ends up taking it, seated at 1:16 flat, comes in 1:15.77. Heat 7 to 12 due in here. 4 Owls in this heat. Bottom up, Maddie Fitzgerald, Hannah Reddick, London Armitage, Mia DiStefani. Top seed in this heat, Maria Pekarczyk at 1:13.82. And Pekarczyk has maybe about a shoulder length on everybody going into the first wall. And Armitage might be pulling ahead here going into the wall. Has about a shoulder on her. Yeah, about a half a second ahead of Pekarczyk in lane 3. But like I said, here's that ever so crucial breaststroke leg, and Pekarczyk starting to pull ahead maybe by a shoulder or so. But no, Armitage surging late in the breaststroke leg. Going to be a dead sprint between her and Pekarczyk here. Past the flags, into the wall. Armitage, about a shoulder length lead. She takes it, 1:11.8, her final. We got 5 Owls here in Heat 8. Bottom up, Tallulah Going, Rory Lee, Kylie Dyer, Rebecca Radonovich, and Emily Stokel at the top of your screen. Abby Houghton, the only non-Keene swimmer. The cadet is in lane 2. Top seed was Rory Lee at 1:12.67 in this heat. Looks to be going out ahead of the pack here. Still just about anyone's race. Lee seems to have caught up in the backstroke here. We'll see who's ahead at the halfway mark. And it is Tallulah going ahead at 31.82 at the halfway point here. Going with maybe a shoulder length lead. Wrapping up the breaststroke leg here. Looks to be a dead sprint between Going and Radanovic. Lee trying to pull herself back into it. But Going gets a second win. She takes it 110 flat for the 19-year-old. Three cadets, three nor'easters here in Heat 9. Top seed Anna Gosselin at 111.04. Looks to be Alana Kelleher out the quickest. And it is Kelleher at the halfway point out in front of everyone. But keep an eye on Brandy Lewis at the top of your screen here. Has pulled ahead about a shoulder length. Seems to be her race to lose going into the dead sprint here. And yeah, building about a half a body length, actually a full body length now. Lewis seeded 111.85, came in 109.03. Trio Owls here in Heat 10. Bottom up, Olivia Bulris, Odessa Noyes, Sammy Taylor. Top seed Sammy Slanecker from UNE at 110.27. Noyes looks like she got the best start out of anybody here. Bulris with a long underwater as well. She actually looks to be about a shoulder length ahead of everybody here. But keep an eye on Adria Horton in lane 6. Seems to be between her and Bulris as we go into the backstroke. Another long underwater from Bulris. Horton first to touch. 3 seconds ahead of the rest of the heat. Bulris closing here late in the breaststroke leg. Maybe about a half a body length to try and make up here in this last 25 yards. Bulris seems to have gotten a much quicker turn here into the final 25. It's going to be Bulris or Horton. Past the flags, into the wall. Horton takes it 108.83. Amanda Davies, the lone owl in Heat 11, top seeded at 109.47. Heat 11 at 12 underway now. Jackie Geigels actually looking to be out in front here. Still pretty even as we head into the backstroke. Anyone's race as we come in, touch at the wall. Yeah, Davies and Aloy's Ring actually both tied at 33-38. Fastest, though, at the halfway point was Liv Rue at the top of your screen from UNE. Davies trying to pull ahead here, has maybe a shoulder length on the rest of the competition. Almost half a body length at the end of the breaststroke leg. Last 10 or so yards here. Davies trying to hang on past the flags into the wall. Davies takes it, 110.95, her final. Now the final heat here, the women's 100-yard IM. Jenna Shida, the top seed at 107.44 down the middle for the Norwich Cadets. Right next to her, Annika Deppers on her left, closer towards the top of your screen. Looks to be almost dead even as we head into the backstroke. Peyton Walmsley from UNE actually the fastest through the halfway mark. Look at Maeve McDermott go, able to pull about a shoulder length in front of Walmsley there. But no, Walmsley actually able to get to the wall first. It's going to be a dead sprint between the two Nor'easters here in the last 25. Past the flags, into the wall. Which Nor'easter will take it? And just barely, it's McDermott, 107.85, her final. Now we go into the men's 100-yard IM. Top seed in this event, Aaron Turgeon, the senior captain for the Owls, at 53.39. Giovanni Vitone, lone owl in heat 1 of 8. Top seed Kyle Stoddard, the 18-year-old cadet, comes in 123.16. That's Alex Wesolowski towards the bottom of your screen out in front. 20-year-old cadet came in with a seed time of 126.14. Almost a third of the pool ahead is Wesolowski. Again, he came in with a seed time of 126.14. Passes the halfway mark underwater. Past the flags, into the wall. He finishes with a time of 105.18. Four cadets, one Panther enter this heat. Weston McCarty, the 24-year-old cadet, has the top seed time coming in at 116.85. And McCarty pulling ahead a little bit early. Maybe a late surge here from Evan Chase. Two cadets are about dead even heading into the backstroke. Slight edge to Chase here. He does touch just 0.13 quicker than McCarty. Chase maybe about a shoulder length. Pulling slightly more, maybe third of a body length ahead. And definitely got the better of the two in terms of his final turn. McCarty trying to come back late. Chase takes it, just barely, 110.58, his final time. Ethan Nguyen, the lone owl in heat 3 of 8. Johnny Mins, 18-year-old fighting Scott, comes in as the fastest seed time at 110 flat. Mins up very quickly here for the butterfly. But it appears to be for good reason, about a shoulder length ahead of the pack into the first wall. Looks like Brady Lyons might have gotten the better of the first turn there. But keep an eye at the top of your screen. That's Michael Carpenter. He came in 113.64. First to touch, actually, is still Johnny Mins. Seems to be pulling a little bit more here in the breaststroke leg. Nguyen trying to close. Second down from the top of your screen in lane 5. But it is Mins first. Past the halfway mark, under the flags, into the wall, and the wind trying to make a late push. But it is Mins that takes it. 107.49 final time for the 18-year-old fighting Scott. Trio of Owls in heat 4. Evan Keefe, the top seed at 107.39. Going up towards the top of your screen from him, you've got Zach Perry immediately and Alec Agosto, one more up from Evan Keefe. Keep an eye on Vinny Velasquez at the top of your screen. We've seen him have some impressive performances so far today. But Keefe is out and out fast, about a half body length ahead of the pack here into the first wall. Maybe about a shoulder length now as we head under the flags into the halfway mark here. Keefe touches halfway at 29.16. Looks like Zach Perry may have gotten the better of the exchange into the breaststroke here. Looks to be about dead even. Who's going to want it more between Zach Perry and Evan Keefe? Keefe maybe a shoulder length ahead, half a shoulder length ahead heading into the freestyle. Dead sprint here. Perry definitely got the better wall into the freestyle leg. Velasquez at the top of your screen trying to make a late push, but Perry coming in 104.94 his final time. Leo Lauritsen, the lone owl, he'll be one up from the bottom of your screen here in lane 2. He came in 106.29. Top seed in this heat of 5 of 8 is 19-year-old cadet Josh Kelly. He came in 105.46. Looks to be Kelly out in front here by maybe a shoulder length. Keep an eye on Major Adair, one down from the top of your screen in lane 5. Kelly the first to touch, though, at 28.94 heading into the breaststroke. But here comes Leo Lauritsen. He's drawn about even with Kelly here. If not a shoulder length ahead. First into the wall for sure. Who's going to want it more, Adair, Lauritsen, or Kelly? Past the halfway mark, 10 yards. Past the flags, into the wall. Lauritsen takes it, 105.02 for the 20-year-old Owl. Into heat 6-8. We got a pair of Owls in here. Nick Ferrucci at the bottom of your screen comes in 105.22. Zach Menz in lane 4, coming in at 104.57. Top seed, though, from UNE, Jeff Manata at 103.48. Heat 6 of 8 underway. This is the last individual event. Then we go into the 200-yard freestyle relay for each gender. Andrew Clark probably out the quickest of the pack here. Slowly gaining on him is Manata. Keep an eye on Leiden Fogg at the top of your screen in lane 6. Yeah, Clark the fastest through the halfway mark here. Looks to be Clark's race to lose. Maybe a half a body length, 3/4 of a body length here. Fogg, the only one within striking distance, it seems. Who's going to want it more? What an incredible late push from Leiden Fogg here. Just barely misses out on it by 0.13. Andrew Clark takes that one. Comes in at 102.10. Penultimate heat here, 4 cadets. A Panther and a Fightin' Scott. Top seed is John Harmon in lane 3. 21-year-old cadet comes in with a seed time of 59.84. And the whole pack's out quick. Out in front, that looks to be Drew Bilo. 18-year-old came in just over the minute mark. 26-14 at the halfway mark for Bilo. Looks to be between him and Adin Olitsky. Adin Olitsky may be gaining here on him. And it is Adin Olitsky first to the wall. Now the 18-year-old out of Cheshire, Connecticut came in at 102.49. Looks to be poised to beat that mark handsomely here. His final time, 56.72. And now we head into the final heat. Again, as I mentioned earlier, the top seed here, Owls senior captain Aaron Turgeon at 53.39, reigning LEC champion and record holder in this event. We are underway in the final heat of the men's 100-yard IM. Turgeon maybe a shoulder ahead of the pack, but everyone's really alongside him. Turgeon first to the wall. Looks to be Rindo out in front here, just one down from the top of your screen in lane 5. Rindo touches 25.57. Turgeon trying to catch him in the brushstroke here. Really digging for it. Keep an eye on Will Thompson next to Turgeon. Surging late here. But who's going to want it the most? Digging, digging, digging. Rindo still out in front by a shoulder length or so. Flags to the wall. Rindo takes it 57-4. Turgeon able to take home second at 58 flat. One more 5-minute break, then we'll head into the final event. 200-yard freestyle for both genders coming up on the Owls Media Network. I'm Quinn Kimmel.
If you're not here for Fandom 101, you're in the wrong class. Here, we learn the fundamentals of fanology, the basics of bringing the noise, and the physics of freaking out. Your path to fan mastery begins here. It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA championships. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
We are Keene State. Here, we believe that everyone is welcome and anything is possible.
Look closer. We are a tight-knit community, an inclusive community, where people can be their true selves. Bring your ability, background, culture, or traditions, whatever makes you you.
You already have what it takes. Welcome to Keene State.
We know you will find your community along Appian Way here at Keene State College. Over a campfire on the Student Center lawn. In some friendly games and competition. Or in a club you connect to at the Student Involvement Fair. Maybe you will find your people on the courts, in a cheering section in the stands, at the rink on the ice, skating as an owl, or chilling in the yoga studio. Your connections may take place on the quad, listening to music, hanging out with friends, participating in a Keene State tradition like Pumpkin Palooza, or working on a group project, studying with classmates. Maybe your talents will bring you together with your community on one of our stages, in the main theater, or the recital hall at the Red Fern Arts Center. For us, community is all about the people you meet and the connections you make. At Keene State, our community is really about you.
As we get ready to come back from the break here, just like to remind you, for stats, scores, more content like that around Owls sports content, go to KeeneOwls.com. Again, KeeneOwls.com. Final event of the Keene State Sprint Pentathlon coming up here. It's the 200-yard freestyle relay. Just 3 heats for the women, 2 for the men. UNEC relay, the top seed in here at 2:03.99. Norwich's C relay and Gordon's B relay also here in Heat 1. Owls swimming and diving next in action a week from today against St. Mike's. You can catch the stream, same as you do here, littleeast.tv/Keene. As Heat 1's in the water. 200-yard freestyle relay, that's a 50 apiece. UNE's C relay out in front by about a half a body length. That is Maggie Sperry in the water before the Nor'easters. Gordon College's relay pulling back, though. That's Emma Brule in the water. onto the crucial third leg here. Nor'easters and Fighting Scots just about even now. Nor'easters definitely pulling ahead a little bit here in the waters. Allie O'Keefe. She'll turn over to Morgan Henderson to anchor things for the Nor'easters. Final 10 or so yards. Nor'easter Sea Relay well out in front. Their final time is 2:06:48. Pair of Keene relays, pair of Norwich relays here in Heat 2. Norwich's A paces the field in lane 3. Owls D relay followed by the C relay from the top down of your screen. Norwich's A relay out to a fast start. That's Brandy Lewis in the water for the Cadets. Lewis turns over to Perot. Perot probably about a half a body length ahead of her, ahead of the other cadet relay, excuse me. Perot turns over to Jenna Sheeta. Still around a half a body length separating the Norwich A and B. Another half a body length or so from that, you'll find the Keene C relay. Alana Kelleher is going to anchor the A for Norwich. As Sheeta touches, turns over into the final leg. Kelleher past the flags, into the wall. The A relay for Norwich's final is 1:51:59. LC relay finishes in third at 2:01:15. D relay at fourth in 2:03:16. Final heat for the women here this afternoon. UNE's A relay, the top seed. That's Donovan, Chaffee, Ring, and Horton anchoring things. Owls A relay in lane 2, second up from the bottom of your screen here. That is Going, Lee, Reddick, and Dyer. And Going seems to be pacing the pack here to start things. Just about dead even with the relay in lane 5. That's the Fighting Scots up there. Going will turn over to Lee here. Has maybe a shoulder lengths ahead of the rest of the pack. Lee dives in. Going leads off the relay for the Owls with a 27-21 split. And Lee expanding that lead, probably about still a half a body length or so ahead of the Fighting Scots up in lane 5. That's second from the top of your screen. But keep an eye on UNE down the middle as they're pushing back. That's Ari Chaffee in the water. Trying to get somewhat of a wake from Lee. Turning over now, Lee to Reddick for the Owls. Owls exchanges seemingly on point today. Reddick stretching that lead out to around a body length now. Maybe a rough turn for Reddick there. Half a body length separating as we go into the anchor. It'll be Dyer for the Owls. It'll be Arwen Hefner for the Fighting Scots, and it'll be Horton for the Nor'easters. Horton has pulled it back within striking distance here for the Nor'easters. It's going to be whoever wants it more in this last 25 yards. Dyer comes up. Horton definitely had the better turn, and it will be the Nor'easters that'll take this one. Past the flags, into the wall. Horton able to bring the Nor'easters home in 151-21. Owls end up third, 152-83, their final. So it'll be an all-cadet affair in the first heat of the men's 200-yard freestyle relay. Vinny Velasquez leads things off for the Norwich C relay. Curious to see what he'll go. He's had a few good swims today. And we get underway with the final event for this afternoon. Velasquez just a shoulder length or so ahead of his teammate. Velasquez turns over to Mike Carpenter. Again, we've seen him have a couple of good swims today. Velasquez out in 25-24. And it's still definitely that C relay out in front. Maybe a half a body length, almost a full body length out now. Carpenter turns over to Noah Lowe. It's Zach Pfeiffer above them for that D relay. John Harmon anchors the C relay down the middle. Above them, Rickon Venema anchors the D relay for Norwich. And Mokhtari towards the bottom of your screen will anchor the E relay. That C relay for Norwich about a body length and a half ahead. Gordon College, the top seed coming in. Their A relay, James Brana, Major Adair, John Sullivan, and Danny Moda anchoring it. Moda, if memory serves, was the top seed in the 50 free. Your Owls A relay, one lane up from the bottom in lane 2. Zach Finman starts it, followed by Evan Keefe, Zach Perry, and Aaron Turgeon. Brana putting out together a fantastic start for the Fighting Scots here. 23-year-old has about a half a body length on the rest of the competition. He'll turn over to Adair now. 23:30 for the 23-year-old. Evan Keefe in the water for the Owls now. But keep an eye on that Norwich relay in lane 5. They look to actually have taken the lead here. That's Will Thompson in the water right now. Will Thompson definitely taking the lead here for the Cadets. He turns it over to Drew Bilo, and that lead is already extended out to about a half a body length for the Cadets here. And who better to wrap things up for the Cadets than Christian Adelanitsky? Seen a myriad of phenomenal swims for him so far today. Into the water for the Owls now, the captain, Aaron Turgeon. Looking to try and gain ground and see if he can catch the Fighting Scots here to his left. But it will be the Cadets actually almost extending this to a third of the pool ahead of the rest of the pack. Now they came in seated at 134. They finished 131.49. Owls will end up in third, 136.50 their final. They were seeded at 133.99. Just about does it for us from the Spaulding Gym Natatorium. Thank you so much for joining us for the Keene State Sprint Pentathlon. Again, the Owls next in action week from today against St. Mike's on Saturday, October 19th. I'll be here then. Thank you again so much for joining me. For the Owls Media Network, I'm Quint Kimmel.
You have been watching